And welcome into American Fork High School for Lone Peak Girls Basketball on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Dusty Lidster with you. We had senior night on Tuesday, and tonight another Region 4 battle for the Lone Peak Knights coming into American Fork. And first-year coach, Amy Dorier, the former head coach at Timpview, now here at American Fork. Start first with Lone Peak, Shawnee Nordstrom, Kaylee Wilson, McKaylee Ika, Naya Tanuvasa, as Sarah Bartholomew, the starting five for Coach Nancy Warner, as Shawnee Nordstrom gets right to the rim. Always fun to see Coach Dorier. Of course, Amy's done games with Dane here with Dane's so good about getting color commentators. Does an amazing job. Is on the drive. Evans can't get that one to go. On the board and run out. Ika quickly ahead. Tanuvasa. Naya outside to Wilson. Now over to Shawnee. Ika on the drive. McKaylee fouled on the take. It'll be McKaylee Ika. Let's see if they give her the shot on this. And they do. So 2 free throws go to McKaylee Ika. So the senior Ika. Of course, the state tournament right around the corner. You think about the heroics of McKaylee last year in the state tournament semifinals. Game-winning shot. And, of course, the game-winning shot at the buzzer in overtime against Fremont. As she gets a second. So it goes 2-2, and a quick 4-0 start here for Lone Peak. It's up the floor, Nicole Lewis. Send to Sarah Mathis. Both Sarah and Nicole both average 8 points a game for Coach Dorier. As it goes out to Evans. Evans lobs inside. Lindsay Zundel, can't get the layup to go. On the run out here with Kaylee Woolston. Kaylee leaves it to Nordstrom. Tanuvasa, now Ika. Sarah. The middle, step back through. Jump hook won't go, and the rebound claimed by Sarah Mathis. There's Nicole Lewis, goes over to Condi. Callie Condi, leading scorer, 11.7 points per game. And her older brother, Braden, an assistant for Coach Dorier. He was a 3-year starter under Doug Meacham in the boys team. Send that ball inside. Evans turns around and scores. Braden was a point guard with Spencer Johnson and Bailey, Brendan Bailey. A lot of fun teams that were here at AF. Inside, Bartholomew, gets the board back, and Evans going to pick up the foul on the swipe. And that's going to put Sarah Bartholomew at the line to shoot 2. Always big when you get in a rivalry game, and of course, Region 4, the rivalries are always close, and American Fork Lone Peak is a special one. I mean, just right through what used to be the old vineyard here in Alpine. I make that up. I don't know if they're all vineyards, but I mean, it's all like going Carbon and Emery. But, rural area. Carbon, we hated everybody, but we especially hated Emery. But I don't know if there's hate here. As Sarah Bartholomew goes back rimmed, and the rebound. Taken by the Cavemen. Lewis on the take. Can't get that one to go. Rebound and put back there for Lindsay Zundel. So Zundel ties it up at 4. Here early on, 5:15 on a rolling clock in the opening quarter. There's Kaylee Wilson. Up top to Bartholomew. Sarah goes back into Kaylee, moving without the basketball. Back out, Naya Tanuvasa. Her feet were set. Splash 3 for Naya Tanuvasa. We'll certainly need Naya in the state tournament. Junior, of course, this Lone Peak team so young. They will lose off the starting lineup only, well, not to say only. They will lose Woolston and Ika. But you gain a Woolston as Evans goes all the way to the rim. And a nice start here for Coach Dorier's Cavemen. course, this program was flying high. The last was a 5A state champion is Ika. Short on the triple. The rebound taken by Sarah Mathis. Of course, it was Taylor Moriaki in 2017 leading the American Fork to a dominant state championship. As Conde will reset the offense, 15 on the shot clock. Now over to Evans. Now Mathis, 8 on the shot clock. Down to 5. On the drive, Lewis sends out. Conde did not get it off in time, and it's a shot clock violation. And the ball will go back to Lone Peak. So we'll count this down again. That clock on your screen, unofficial. It is now official at 3:40. There you go. After weeks of Preston the intern being off, he is back tonight. Kenzie getting the night off. They send that ball to the corner. Kennedy Woolston off on the 3, and a chance for Dusty to plug, getting the strap and the bar out of play. In the year 2023, we still have stuff in play in brand new gyms. I ask for 2 things now. Restricted area in the key and get the strap and the pole out of play. For heaven's sakes, as that ball goes out of bounds. .307 on a rolling clock in the opening quarter. Tonavasa into the corner to Ika. Kaylee reverses back, look to Kennedy, pulls on the 3, no. Rebound in the hands of Evans. Evans, send to the corner, stolen by Nordstrom. Shawnee getting back on D, getting the turnover. Give it up to Ika. McKaylee, pull up on the baseline, short, and the rebound. Cleared by Sarah Mathis. As AF has been able to muddy this game up here. Zika let that one go, as that ball was intended for Evans. Picked up by Tonavasa. Back to McKaylee. Kennedy to Kaylee for 3. Short. Rebound to Tonavasa. Shawnee Nordstrom. Long on the 3. Back out to Tonavasa. Another fresh shot clock here for the Knights. Kaylee back to Naya. Naya to Ika. Kennedy can back it out. We got plenty of shot clock here. Now down to 20 seconds. Oh, they lost Woolston in the corner. Kaylee for 3. So 10-6 to start here for Lone Peak. Mathis goes back near side. Back out to... Oh, this is Mathis. I apologize. Straight away with Lewis. 8 on the shot clock. Down to 5. On the drive, Lewis had nowhere to go with it. And another shot clock violation. As you see the defense from Lone Peak is stymieing the offense and the sets here for the Cavemen. So after the turnover, Woolston to Kaylee. Goes high-low inside to Bartholomew. Sarah saves it back to Kennedy. Kaylee Woolston, her second 3 in back-to-back possessions. And a 7-point lead. Junction extended here with Evans. Sends out to Lewis. About a 6-second difference between game clock and shot clock. Here's Conde. Lob that ball inside to Leah Moyaki. Can't get it. Rebound to Woolston. Kennedy give it up to Ika. Michaela Kennedy, Shawnee Nordstrom again for three. Back rimmed. Bartholomew skies for the board. Give it back to Shawnee. Down the lane, Nordstrom got the contact, didn't get the call. 3 seconds. Lewis with 2, with 1. Will heave it at the horn, and that'll do it for the first quarter. And at the end of 1, it's a 7-point lead for Lone Peak. Knights 13, Cavemen 6. You're watching Lone Peak Girls Basketball on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Hey, welcome back into American Fork High School. Dusty Litster with you as the Lone Peak Knights leading. Good to see the most famous referee in Utah, Courtney Little Dyke, came by to say hi. Instagram star Courtney Little Dyke. He does talkovers and everything on the Tribe Moyaki. Foul on the take, and I mean that. Courtney, one of our favorites, one of our good buddies. He tried to scare me. Too good looking to scare you, you know. Vince too. First time you got to hear Vince Vance's voice. It's like Snurdly back in the day on Rush Limbaugh. Didn't even know he exists. Free throw good. Or whoever is the producer for Jim Rome. It was Kyle Brandt, but you never got to hear from Kyle. Now all you do is hear from Kyle. I don't know if you saw him run out last night in NFL Honors in the Ultimate Warrior. He asked if he could run on to present like Ultimate Warrior, and they said yes. Woolston, her third 3 of the half. Kaylee Woolston. I said, Kerry Martine, Kaylee Woolston, Cassie Warburton. Kind of right there for me, all 3-point shooters that I've covered or seen or went to school with. Or Morgan Warburton, I should say, too. Former University of Utah star. 7 on the shot clock. Smothering defense from Nordstrom. And turnover. AF, the ball will go back to Lone Peak. And a timeout on the floor. 7 minutes left in the half. We'll stay here. Dusty Litster with you. And again, want to thank a new sponsor here. Utah Jazz Camps. So appreciative of them joining our team here. Need plans for spring break? Register for Utah Jazz Camps and Clinics. Your child will receive the best instruction in the state with a Jazz swag bag and ticket voucher. Secure your child's spot today at UtahJazzCamps.com to improve their basketball skills, get active, and have fun. And again, you can go to the Shoot 360 facility right here in Lehigh and better their skills. The Utah Jazz Camps. Again, that's UtahJazzCamps.com. So the ball goes back to Lone Peak as we dip inside of 7 minutes left in the half. Naya Tanuvasa send that ball to the baseline to Michaela Ika. Cross court, Shawnee Nordstrom. Good closeout by Condi. Kept her head up, finds Ika. 3 rolls out, rebound loose in the hands of Tanuvasa. Kaylee. 4th 3 of the first half for Kaylee Woolston. I know she goes back and watches stuff, and it was not her best shooting night on senior night. Maybe a little bit of emotions. A 4-year starter here for Coach Nancy Warner. The shots just were not dropping at the clip we're typically used to for Kaylee Woolston, but mercy. 4 triples in the first through the first 2 quarters. Tanuvasa with the steal. On the run, Ika. Nordstrom. Off on the 3, loose ball, tracked down by Woolston, but was out of bounds. As Katie Lawrence will come on for Shawnee Nordstrom. Condi. Says up top to Moyaki. Leah outside to Lewis, cycled through, now got it down low. Zundel crawls it in. That's done by the senior Lindsay Zundel. Back the other way, sir. Bartholomew and 1. runs the floor, gets rewarded. Gets the bucket and the foul. And they'll send Sarah to the line. How about Sarah receiving some more attention, but received that scholarship offer. She misses on that, the junior post offered by Utah State a couple weeks ago. Oh, as Tanuvasa runs back down the floor, gets the steal. Mathis thought she had a little trailing pass there. Katie Lawrence inside Bartholomew. Sarah kissed it off the window, and 45 with back-to-back buckets. Got to reward a post player, and you're on a team that shoots the three as well as they do. With Lone Peak, you got to reward 45, and she's going to go from rim to rim as Lawrence knocks that ball out of bounds, and will stay here as Shawnee Nordstrom and Kendi Woolston come back on as Bartholomew and Ika get a break. Remember, the boys game comes up at 7:30. We'll catch you right here on KSLSports.com. Your home for Lone Peak basketball. On the drive, Nordstrom with their hand on top of the ball, knocks out of bounds. And we'll go stay here with AF. Thought maybe for a second Cole Lewis they might catch that going for knee, but it did not. Mathis to trigger in. Lobs into Zundel. 8 on the shot clock. Pulling for 3 is Lewis, short. Rebound in the hands of Lawrence. Number 5 for Kaylee Woolston. Shooting the lights out. Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back. You're watching Lone Peak girls basketball on the Rewind Sports Network. Out of the timeout from Coach Dorier. Vince Francis pointing out quite the kicks there for Amy. I'm sure her former player, well, current and former players love the swag from Coach Dorier as that ball goes out of bounds. Kaylee Woolston getting it done on both ends. 5 threes thus far for Kaylee. We're at a logjam of 8 3-pointers made in multiple games this year. Lone Peak's Jackson Best. We also had the young man from Fremont. Name's coming to blank on me. Is that Tanuvasa? Thought maybe she'd pick up the foul. Did not. Here comes Woolston to Kennedy. Tanuvasa going to drive at Zundel. Draws the foul. I think this is going to go on Evans. The Fremont bench player, Vince, that came on, hit the 8 threes. I'm blanking on the name. The kid from Fremont that hit 8 threes. Hogan. Yeah, Hogan. Remember, Hogan came into play because Hanson got hurt against Davis. Put Hogan in. He hit 8 threes. Was it in the first half or just in the game? 6 in the first half, 2 in the second. Remember, Jackson Best hit like 5 in the second half in that game against Skyridge in game 1. And saw Jackson walking in tonight. See if he gets to come back. Learning he's injured, and hopefully he gets to come back for the state tournament. We're just a few weeks away from the D Event Center. Well, first of all, the home sites, and then the D Event Center, where 5A, 6A boys and girls state tournaments will be, and we'll be there too. The jump ball on the defense there from Shawnee Nordstrom. Kaylee Woolston in the lane. Can't get that one to go. Tracks down her own rebound. Little stat stuffing opportunity there for Kaylee Woolston, who, like Boobie Miles, showing all the tools tonight. Shoots the 3, rebounds, gets blocks. Try to lob that in, and Evans, that goes off her foot, but they're going to call that out of bounds. I think rightfully so, off of Lone Peak. Stay here with American Fork. As Kaylee Rich comes on, and Lily Evans comes on. Mathis lobs that into Evans. Oh, nice take to the rim, kicked off the back of the iron there for Kalia. Couldn't get it. Quickly down the floor. Kennedy Woolston misses on the layup. That'd have been a tough one. Would have been a Chantry Ross-ish type of layup that we had years ago at a Wasatch Academy, where it took like one bounce and he got it like at the second line on the key and still got it up and in full speed. So that ball goes out of bounds and back to Lone Peak. 2:44 left in the half. Looks like a blackout night tonight for Lone Peak student section. They've made that long journey to American Fork High School. Drive the baseline and the floater there for Shawnee Nordstrom. Long sleeves. I know she watches. I think if Shawnee goes back and look, all of her best games are long sleeve nights. Not that there's bad nights, Shawnee Nordstrom on the floor. As that's off of, it goes off of Evans. So the ball will go back to Lone Peak. Rich sends out to Ika. McKaylee hand off to, no, she does not. Spin down the lane, leave it to Rich. Kaylee, a little jumper, no. Tipped back by Kaylee Woolston. Now Ika on the drive, back to Kaylee Rich. And Kaylee lays it up and in. Condi gets that ball over to Evans. And Kalia fouled by McKaylee Ika. That is team foul number 2. Called on the floor. As Kalia was not, she was on the gather, not in her habitual shooting motion. Send that into Evans. Fresh shot clock here for American Fork. Kalia goes at Ika. Takes a bump from Ika. Gets the shot this time. There'll be 2 free throws for Kalia Evans. Well, the senior Kalia Evans at the line. Off on the first. She'll have one more. And it goes 0 of 2 from the stripe. Out to Woolston. Kaylee back to Shawnee. Shawnee back down the lane. Oh, man. Draws the charge. Shawnee Nordstrom going full rugby on that one. Actually, I don't think you can do that in rugby. At least not in play anyway. Super Bowl weekend, I was going to think of a better one, but, you know, I'm wanting Big Red to get the win, although I'm a Philly guy. So I guess she's a little Miles Sanders-ish on that. Or Boston Scott against the Giants. That's a better reference. Woolston picks up the loose ball on the run. Ika taken away by Sarah Mathis. A little Dre Bly-ish. Condi trailing 3. No for Zundel. Would not go. Rebound. Tutana Vasa as the shot clock is turned off. 20 seconds left in the half. Three on the way from Woolston. No, won't go. Rebound back in the hands of Ika. McKaylee sends out Shawnee Nordstrom. Back rims the 3, and that is how the first half will end as Evans didn't see it running down. And that'll do it. We go to the locker rooms. It is Lone Peak 34, American Fork 9. You're watching Lone Peak girls basketball on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Start of the second half. Dusty Litster with you. As always, Lone Peak girls basketball brought to you by Bullfrog Spas. I thank them for supporting Lone Peak girls as that shot won't fall for Zundel on the push down. Katie Woolston, left-handed pass. As I said, she's kind of showing everything. Well, she's what we call a five-tool player. You know, sometimes you take someone, they usually have 3 or 4 tools, you have to develop another. But tell me the movie. I know Amy Dorier, when she goes back and sees this, she'll know. Tanu Vasa back rims the 3. Rebound out to Shawnee Nordstrom. Up top to Ika. Now back to Shawnee Nordstrom. Lone Peak lit it up in the first half, mainly right here, Kaylee Woolston. Although she did miss a shot at the end of the half to show that she's not a machine. But she's pretty close. Ika with 4. Drop it into Bartholomew. Ball out of bounds. 1 second on the shot clock. They're going to say off of Bartholomew anyway. I think Mr. Official saw the shot clock going down, and I don't blame him. That's an okay call. Back down the floor. Here's Condi. Tough first half for American Fork. Get things going offensively. As Lewis comes off the screen of Zundel. Ika right there with her. Sent out to Mathis. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Good hands by Nordstrom. Ika goes after that ball. Jump ball. Possession arrow belongs to Lone Peak. Quickly the other way, Tanu Vasa down the lane, no. Rebound in the hands of Kalia Evans. Is Shawnee Nordstrom gonna pick up the foul as Mathis hit the deck. Zundel lost her footing, picked up by Nordstrom. Shawnee on the run. Shawnee at Evans. Nice hands by Kalia Evans. Tries to save it in, is out of bounds. Legs feed the Wolves. Boys and girls, nice job of getting back and not just giving up the points there by Kalia Evans. Inbound into Kaylee. Up top, Kennedy outside to Ika. McKaylee down the baseline. Nice job by Evans, showing some of that athleticism. But right on the spot is Bartholomew. All players just put effort on the floor. We talked about this before. It's one of the things that you kind of just get drawn to with players, and you're seeing that here from Kalia Evans. But timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. You're watching Lone Peak Girls Basketball on the Rewind Sports Network. Well, welcome back in. Dusty Lister with you. There's Lone Peak leading 36-9 is Kalia Evans going to drive to the rim and score. Been a great spurt here by Kalia Evans on both ends of the floor, playing strong defense, hustling, gets the bucket there. McKaylee go back up top to Shawnee. Bartholomew. Back to Nordstrom. Pull for three, back rimmed. Rebound to Bartholomew. Sarah. Reverse side, good hands by Lewis, and loose ball still. Ika jumps on top of it. Jump ball, possession arrow goes to American Fork. We talked about it. American Fork been a frustrating night on lots of different things, but the effort has certainly picked up here in the third quarter. Lots of other places, and that's one of the things you want to see. You want to see effort, and everything else will fall behind it. If you have a lot of skill and don't put a lot on the floor, it's not going to help you either. As Evans travels, and ball will go back to Lone Peak. Mentioned state tournament come up in just a couple of weeks. Home sites first. As Woolston hits her sixth three-pointer of the evening. So mention our rewind leaderboard right now. It's two players at 8 that we've had. As go inside and Tanu Vasa with the block. Woolston ahead to Ika. Now Kennedy. Cross court, Tanu Vasa. Love to see her finish after starting this possession with the block. Sends out to Ika, no. Rebound to Nordstrom. Shawnee, little mid-range J won't go, and the rebound was initially taken by Mathis. Now another jump ball, possession arrow goes to Lone Peak. So Tanavasa will trigger from the far side. 34 on the shot clock as Woolston pumped the three, hand back to sister Kennedy. The Woolston to Woolston connection 4-3 for Kennedy Woolston. And now a foul to Tanuvasa. As Zunda will come off the floor, as Moyaki will come on for Coach Dorier. Condi been quiet tonight from the floor. Actually, don't know if she scored yet. A little surprising. Leading scorer, at least according to what things have been reported, as Moyaki comes back, blocked away by Tanuvasa. Woolston trying to fit that into Shawnee Nordstrom. And a foul to American Fork, as that'll be the first team foul on American Fork here in the second half. As Katie Lawrence will come on and McKaylee Ika will get a break. Tanuvasa sent back out, Shawnee Nordstrom. Lips out the three. I shouldn't have brought up the sleeve things. Ever since I brought that up, been a tough shooting spot here for Shawnee Nordstrom. I unshun it. Timeout on the floor. Lone Peak up 42-11. You're watching Lone Peak Girls Basketball. Lawrence gets that into Woolston. Kaylee closed out. Back to Lawrence. Oh, nice find inside. Woolston rolls off. It'll be 2 free throws for Kaylee Woolston. One of the best free throw shooters percentage-wise in the history of the state. It has not shot a lot of free throws, at least in the games have done the last little bit. Only had, memory serves, only 2 free throw attempts on Tuesday night. As she stayed on the perimeter much of the stuff, and This defense from Lone Peak has led to transition baskets. She has the first free throw. It's also, she's a terrific share of the basketball. The ball does not get stuck when it hits the hands of number 11. Remember, the boys' game coming up at 7:30. As Wilson, as she is prone to do, makes both her free throws. Shoots over 94% career. But the boys' game was a classic. The buzzer beater for Lone Peak in game 1, and we expect a packed gym tonight. Student section for American Fork already full. Condi launches a 3 and hits. Unofficially, first points tonight for Condi, and it's a good one. The deep, deep 3. There's Lone Peak up by 30. Kennedy over to Naya Tanuvasa. Naya hands back to Woolston. Kaylee closed out. Out to the corner. Tanuvasa happened to be right there. Center of the corner. 3 from Lawrence is good. Katie Lawrence comes off the bench. Knocks down the triple. And a 33-point advantage. Remember, a game that goes to the fourth quarter and a 35-point spread. They'll be continuously running clock the entire fourth quarter, minus timeouts and free throws. I lob that inside to Zundel. Oh, thought for a second that might pop out, but Zundel with another bucket. There's senior Lindsay Zundel. I believe she had a brother that was a football player, at least a relative. Not a lot of Zundels out there. Don't know if you knew this, but former KSL Sports anchor Rod Zundel went to Ricks College. Played football there. Don't know if you heard that one before. Also graduate at Bear River High School. I kid because my joke with Zippy all the time. I'll joke with him and say, Rod, you went to Ricks College, right? The inbound into Lawrence, back in the corner. Ika off on the 3, rebound in the hands of Moyaki. Condi into the corner, 3 on the way, and rattled home. Lily Evans. Inside a minute and a half left. Woolston to Kaylee. Can't get the 7th 3 to go. On the run. Lily Evans, pass up the 3 to Condi. Pulls for 3, no, rebound to Lawrence. Ika to Woolston, Kennedy in the corner, Tanuvasa. Naya pulls for the long 2 and hits. Tanuvasa, I believe that's 5 points for Naya. Been a quiet scoring night. There's a lead back to 30. Inside of 40 seconds left. Zundel. Sends out to Lewis. Lewis to Condi. Good defense from Woolston. 15 on the shot clock, about 11-second difference. 8 on the shot clock. Lewis traveled. As Shawnee Nordstrom will come back on for the final 18 seconds of the quarter. Goes away from the double screen. Nordstrom sends out to Ika. McKaylee pumped the 3, float it. No, gets her own rebound. Goes back up and is fouled by Lily Evans. We'll put 2.8 back on the clock. There's 2 free throws coming to McKaylee Ika. And Kaylee hits the first. And got them both. Lewis gets that ball in. Evans, that's how the third quarter will end. We go to the fourth and final frame. It is Lone Peak 51, American Fork 19. You're watching Lone Peak Girls Basketball on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Welcome back in. Dusty Lister with you. Start of the fourth quarter. Thank you again, Utah Jazz Camps, becoming a partner of KSL Sports Rewind on our basketball coverage. Again, I remind you to go to UtahJazzCamps.com. We got a camp this tomorrow, matter of fact, at the Shoot 360 facility. Go to UtahJazzCamps.com. As Bartholomew gets the block on the run now, Michaelika. Michaeli get up to Nordstrom. Shawnee following in the lane, got it. So Zundel at the free throw line. Slapped away by Nordstrom. Now Lewis. Over to Condi. 15 on the shot clock. 9 on the shot. 7. Zundel with 5. Back to Condi. Condi, throw it up at the rim. No rebound into Zundel. Zundel goes back, blocked away by Bartholomew. Woolston inside to Sarah. Got the block on one end, a bucket on the other for the big post. And the steal to Nordstrom. Tanu Vasa off on the 3. And the rebound tracked down by Lily Evans. And timeout, Coach Dorier. 6:32 left in the fourth quarter. We'll be right back. You're watching Lone Peak Girls Basketball. And welcome back into American Fork. Dusty Lister with you. As always, Lone Peak Girls Basketball presented by Bullfrog Spas. I want to thank Bullfrog for supporting our coverage of the 6A champion Lone Peak Knights. As again, just a couple weeks away from the state tournament starting, where last year, Lone Peak took the ring right off the finger of the Fremont Silver Wolves. Like McClanahan on OC. Steal from Bartholomew. Now Nordstrom back to Sarah, can't get it. Rebound, oh! There's Bartholomew and Woolston ran into each other. I don't know if you saw a Royal Rumble. Logan Paul, did you see that? The flying slingshot, they both hit each other. Did you see that, Vince Francis? That was awesome. I wouldn't want to do it, but that was awesome. Pat McAfee was staying in character and wouldn't admit whether or not that was planned or discussed. A little frustrated with that. As Tony Vasa with the block on Evans. Naya near side to Nordstrom. Shawnee gets it up and in. Nice job of running the floor, and Naya Tanuvasa, the beautiful dish, and a great finish from Shawnee Nordstrom. Lewis, near side to Callie Condi. That rainbow 3 in the third. Callie tried to send that cross court, stolen by Woolston. Kaylee to Shawnee for the layup. This Lone Peak team just keep playing strong defense as we go inside of 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, as we got a more than capacity crowd. Just hoping now that the boys game stays close like that first one. Tanuvasa cut off there by Condi. Will pull for the mid-range J. No rebound to Bartholomew. Blocked from behind by Lewis. And then Bartholomew lost that ball out of bounds. And we are running the clock. So we'll get this resituated here. shot won't go. As Preston will get that fixed on the clock. As we'll start it up at 4 minutes left. There's about 4:05 on a running clock here in the fourth. Again, the clock only stop on timeouts and free throws for the final 4 minutes. As Zundel sends that ball over, and Mathis can't keep that ball in play. And we'll go back to Lone Peak as Pope, Eaton, and Kennedy Woolston come on for Ika, Kaylee Woolston, and Shawnee Nordstrom. So it's Lawrence, Woolston, Eaton, Bartholomew, or pardon me, that's Kaylee Rich, and Sam Pope on the floor for the Knights. As Katie Lawrence. Cut off there by Zundel. And jump ball possession arrow belongs to Lone Peak. As I was saying earlier, just hope that the boys' game is as close as the first one. We talked about it was a 2-point ball game. Late bucket for Lone Peak in the win. But we got a terrific crowd. Best crowd we've had thus far, the games that I've done. This is going to be a lot of fun. Send that ball across court. Oh, nice job with the Euro. Man, wanted to finish. Moyaki knocks that ball out of bounds. It'll go back to Lone Peak. But, man, I really wanted that highlight for Sarah Mathis. As she tracked that ball down, 1 Euro, and tried to finish. But couldn't get it to go. Outside with Pope. Try to send that ball inside to Rich, and Kaylee had that ball slapped away. So inbound that into Eaton, Rich, Pope down to the corner to Kennedy Woolston. Kennedy to Meg Eaton, will pull for three. Meg can't get the triple to drop. Sam Pope saves it in, but to Leah Moyaki. On the run now, Nicole Lewis. Kalia Evans goes up and in. As well have a wholesale change coming up for Coach Dorier. Eaton in the corner, Woolston up top to Lawrence. Katie tied up by Evans, taken away by Evans. Condi with the blow by, and now the foul to Meg Eaton. And see if they give the 2 free throws to Condi, and they do. So 105 on the clock. Well, that you're going to roll it. So, man, I feel like the mercy clock in football. Everyone kind of runs it differently. I thought we were stopping on timeouts or free throws. There we go. We are stopping at 53 seconds. Also, call it on the floor. Here we go. Final moments. What will happen here? Hess up top to Condi. In the boys' game, going to come up next, starting at, well, we're about to start at 7:30, so probably have an 8-minute warm-up, and then we'll get going. On the drive, the ball slapped away by Lawrence. A little 0-on-0 action. Inside of 30 seconds left. Shot clock turned off as Sam Pope reverses back out to Lawrence. And Lone Peak, I think, just going to try to dribble this thing out. It's okay. We have the shot clock in Utah High School basketball for a reason. As there'll be another dominant win for the Lone Peak Knights, and a 5-second closely guarded call. And ball will go back to American Fork, but it won't matter. As this one will come to an end as the Lone Peak Knights, powered by 6 3-pointers from Kaylee Woolston, take this one 59-21. Your Heinemann Associates player of the game. We'll go once again, Kaylee Woolston, obviously lit it up from the outside. And a great win for Lone Peak. And final score, Lone Peak Knights 59, American Fork 21. We'll be back on Tuesday with Lone Peak girls basketball on the Rewind Sports Network. Coming up next, the boys, Lone Peak and American Fork, right here on KSLSports.com.